Here's some trivia that I'm probably going to get wrong somehow, but... Well, welcome back! Without further ado, we're off! Did you put me down in the... Put me down in the wrong room. Honestly. You said we could go right there, and then you're like, oh no, I'm gonna wander around in this room for a bit. Some uku. Yeah, speaking of uku, if I'm not mistaken, I can't quite remember which game it was. I think it was either the original Zelda or Link to the Past, I think. It was one of the Zelda games, but anyway, the hexadecimal value for the color green of Link's tunic was in whatever game it was. I think it was the first one, but then I seem to remember reading somewhere that it wasn't. But yeah, it was 00CC00. So, you can see how that goes to Uku, and it's all kind of crazy. So, can we... Yes, this is now also magnetized. You can do everything you can on the normal ground while you're at a 90-degree angle. However, you are forced to move quite slowly, but that's fine. If I take the iron boots off now, then you'll see that I just sort of go floof. But that's absolutely fine. We don't need to not go floof. Yeah, so I have to say, as far as I'm aware, this is like the only Zelda game to feature a mechanic like this, which is kind of a shame, because I think you could really have interesting stuff with that. I mean, I suppose, Whoa! More magnetism! I suppose, in Majora's Mask, there was Stone Tower Temple had sort of flipping upside down, but I don't know, I somehow think you could use a lot of imagination for this. And I'd like to see it in more Zelda games, honestly. Maybe not this sort of exact thing, but I wouldn't mind seeing it being iron boots and magnetism, but I don't know, just some kind of similar concept I think could work well. So, my looking is inverted. Where are we trying to get to? I actually have no idea. Let's head over anywhere that looks like we can get to it, though. Looks like there's a treasure chest which we might like to get over there. It might contain a small key! Or possibly the compass. Or possibly neither. It might contain absolutely nothing. Now, you don't actually need to stay walking on the electronic bit all the time. You can just drop down and speed things up for yourself. Let's see, what do you do? Small key? Oh, piece of heart! Even better. Well, not necessarily even better, because this won't help us progress through the dungeon. But similarly good. So yes, this is the room with the movable wall we saw earlier. So I don't think we really have any particular interest in going down to that bit just yet. Probably want to explore the ceiling a bit more. Yeah, that's why I find these so good. It means the dungeon can be like sort of twice as big in a way, without having to add any more rooms to it. And something is definitely going wrong here. There we go. Yeah, if you readjust the camera, then your controls don't change. So if I readjust it like this, or not like that, but there was, when I was facing this way, hang on. If I go like this and then use Z, then I'm still holding down to move forward, and then not anymore. Okay, but it was still a bit strange. That's all I'll say. Yeah, this is the one thing, though, that I'm not such a big fan of with this mechanic, is that you go so slowly that it's barely even movement at all. Also, the noise does get a little bit grating after a while. It's kind of like watching one of my videos. Hey! Take that, Joe. Yeah, so all we need to do... It looks like the map is showing out the layout for the magnetic ceiling we've got here, so that's pretty helpful. It shows that we've got a door coming up that we might be quite interested in getting to. However, I'm also somewhat curious to see if there's anything down this other path. I'm thinking no, and if I'm wrong, then hang on, I might be able to just look. This messes with my sense of perception. Okay, I think there's actually nothing down there, so let's just scoot around. When I get the compass, I'll be able to see if there was a treasure chest down there or not, and then maybe come back for it, but I'm pretty sure, even if there is something down there, it's at most going to be 20 rupees, maybe 50 if we're like ridiculously lucky. But regardless, man, how are these caterpillar things staying up anyway? Are they like secretly magnetic? Is this messing with your head yet? If it wasn't before, then it should be now. So yes, where was I? Here we go. This looks like it should be going, well, into another room. I thought it was going to be going into another Elder's room, but I guess not. Because we've been in this room before. As you may recall, this is where I first showed you that... the crane. But the reason we couldn't use it yet is because it's not turned on. But we'll soon fix that, I think, right? Oh, first, kind of need to just kill a couple of random guys that we see here. Oh, I thought I'd used a finishing move on 2 people right there. I was like, I didn't even know you could do that! Sadly, no. I didn't... That's another problem, is shield attack is the exact same... Well, it's a similar motion to this swing attack, so... Well, the spin attack. So when I try to do a spin attack, sometimes I shield attack. When I try to shield attack, sometimes I spin attack. It's not ideal. But yes, and now that this is magnetized and moving around repeatedly, we can use that to get to places unknown. Or places fairly known. Oh, not like that, though. Yeah, so this is how we can now use this as a little shortcut throughout the dungeon, so we don't have to go around the long circuitous route to get back to, well, here. We can just hop onto the crane and hop off when we reach our destination. It's pretty stylish. Okay, guys. Honestly, you guys are pretty crap minions, if I do say so myself. If I was an evil superpower, I don't think I'd trust you guys to do anything right. That's fine. Maybe just every now and then you need disposable minions. Makes you feel more justified in trying to kill whoever you're going for. And you're down. How about you, though? I think you still have a bit of life left in you. But not now. Okay, so what are we looking for up here? Is there anything of interest? It would appear not. So let's just head into this door and see what awaits us. More dungeon, you say? Who'd have seen it coming? Well, this is quite a stark contrast. There's no lava, but there's in fact water nonetheless. Yes, those little guys are called Tektites, and they're not exactly the most fun in the world. However, you can see down there, there's a chest. It's a good thing we have these special boots! Yoink. We got a small key! That's pretty reasonable, I suppose. Though I do wonder, can Gorons swim? Because if not, they're never going to be able to get down. They'd never be able to get down to that key. Man, what's with all these dolphin rat skulls around the place? I'm such a big fan myself. Okay, let's try moving this block out of the way then, and using it to our advantage. I mean, I don't know if we need to be over here just yet, but I see no harm in trying. Oh, cool. We can magnetize the room now then. Magnetize something in the room. Ah, that'll do. That must really hurt, actually, come to think of it. You're just sort of jumping and then you suddenly flip round mid-air. Should, like, pull on your legs quite drastically. Yow. Think of it, quite a lot of things should hurt with this, really. Wearing the iron boots at all should really, like, destroy your legs. But in any case, that's irrelevant for now, because we can do this! And turn on the switch over on the other side of the room. What do I think of it? I think I can think of an experience that's going to be a little bit more painful even than the whirling around mid-air. And that would be doing this, would be going up to an edge, putting on the iron boots, and then just having them pull you down. Oh god, that would have to, like, destroy your arm. Yeesh. I don't think I want any iron boots, thanks. I somehow think I would break every bone in my body. Which is generally a bad idea. I mean, you know, you guys might have different opinions, but personally I think it's quite a bad idea. Oh, this is a time thing as well. Well, I guess I'll just have to fail this puzzle the first time, because I want 20 rupees! Yes, those crystals are around the place, and they serve similar purposes to the switches we've seen up till now. Only you have to hit them instead of stand on them. Go! You know, this puzzle is actually easier to do the second time around, because then you don't have the cinematic to start with of the door being opened. You can just go there while it's still open. So, yes. Ah! Oh yeah, of course. I was just going to introduce you to these guys. These are Beamosses. If they see you, they start firing lasers. They're not exactly the most friendly types. But we can go up here, but it doesn't really do us any good. No, that'll have to come later. This isn't magnetized, so let's flick this and see what it does for us. Oh, it opens the door behind us. Brilliant. Is this magnetized? It is! That's helpful. Are these always magnetized? Because I thought they needed like a charge running through them. Unless this is connected to another bit that's been fired up. No. I guess they're just always magnetic then. Fine with me, I suppose. If it means we can go on ahead, then I'm not going to complain, frankly. In any case, we want to slash these ropes and use them to our advantage so we can get further ahead in the dungeon. Because if not, then, well, probably wouldn't go very well. I have to say, this dungeon doesn't seem particularly well designed for Gorons, because as far as I'm aware, Gorons don't carry swords around very often. I mean, maybe they do, but as far as I'm aware, they mostly just use their fists, or rolling into people. That's not going to cut you any ropes now, is it? I suppose maybe they could just sort of brute force the ropes. I don't know. But anyway, these guys are going to be a bit of a nuisance. Hopefully nothing too bad, but let's just head on and see if we can make our way to freedom. Yes, we want to make technical advantage of places to hide behind. Oh. You also want to jump into the water whenever you can, just because, you know, it's nice to have a little swim every now and then. Is there a thing of interest down here? Yeah, I'm not going to go near those guys for now. Can I climb up this to save myself a little bit of time, or are you just going to arrow me off it as soon as I get close? I somehow think the latter. Come on, Link, you can do it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, boy. Okay. Can't go in there because we need the key. That's absolutely fine. Here's a Beamos. Chest. This is all my job is today, is to point out things that you can clearly see for yourself, and... Oh, okay. I guess these tiny chests do sometimes contain small keys. This guy is on a rail. We'll have to bear that in mind for later. However, for now, I think we'll just want to use this key we found and run into this door. Because I don't really feel like being shot at anymore for now, thanks. And by opening this door, we find another room. I thought this was going to be the mini-boss, but I guess I'm wrong. I imagine that'll be in one of those other rooms that we can see going off this one. In fact, I think I know exactly how this is going to go down. Or maybe not. Hang on. Oh, we're now in the Tektite room that we saw earlier. Okay, yeah, I think that is going to be the mini-boss room. There seems to be a skull above it, so that's a fairly good indication. But no, this is an interesting thing, because we can't run the length of this in enough time. So we put on our iron boots, though. Then it turning upside down doesn't exactly matter, because we can go with it. I kind of want to reach the other side now, thanks! Oh, that was close. You see Link just stepping up onto it, like... it was no big deal. Just, oh yeah, no, I'm just walk casually. You know. Man, this guy's got flair. Here's another Goron Elder. How you doing, buddy? Now you definitely remind me more of the baby's grandfather. Possibly his dad, even. I forgot about that. The baby's dad was like really, really old. The baby was a baby. How does that work?
Oh, young human. I'm pleased to see you make it this far, brother. I am one of the 4 elders of the Goron tribe. I am Goa Abizo. You have heard of the plight of our patriarch, otherwise you would not have come to see me. Here, take this, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Now, there is one more shot, but seeing you has reminded me of the dangers that line the path to it. There is something that may help you, a weapon said to have been left in this mine by a hero of old. It is beyond price, and so we have protected it through generations. Now, when our tribe balance is on the brink of ruin, it could aid in our salvation.
Sorry.
The hero's weapon is stored safely up ahead. Talk to the guard and take it with you, with the blessing of the Gorons.
Okay, I'll talk to the guard and everything will be fine, right? There's not going to be any kind of horrible difficulty we need to face her out. Here's a thought. Throughout the Zelda series, you find weapons which apparently have been left behind by a hero of old, which probably means they're left behind by Link from a different game. But then why is it that there's never any mention of Link leaving his weapons in those dungeons, Like, does that mean just after they saved Hyrule or whatever, each Link just went to a random place and said, right, I'm gonna put my bow here, I'm gonna put my sword here, I'll give this to the Gorons, I'll give that to the Zoras. I don't know, it just seems a bit unusual to me. I mean, also putting all those stuff away, how do you know you're not going to need it again? Unless I suppose it was left by his descendants or something. That's kind of the sad thing about the Zelda series, is that no matter how many times you like save the world or whatever, you never get to really see what happens to Link once, you know, the world is saved. You never see if he goes off and gets a family, whether he takes up some kind of like job. You know, maybe he becomes like, I don't know, a farmer. I suppose this Link could become a farmer after the end of the game. He was doing pretty well at the start.